Hi everybody, it's Elizabeth here, Brigid's Well again. It is Imbolc. So I am wanting to do a quick video. I'm not sure how quick it'll be, but I want to do a video about my plans for tonight. I'm actually going to be dedicating myself tonight to Brigid, as well as doing just an Imbolc ritual celebration. So hopefully, if you've already had Imbolc, your Imbolc celebrations, it was wonderful. If you have not, best of luck with your Imbolc celebrations, whatever that is, whether it's a full-out ritual or just lighting a piece of incense or a candle to honor the day. Whatever works for you is what you should do. I'll also be attending a community ritual for Imbolc on Sunday, which is the 5th. Today is actually the 1st of February. And I know some people celebrate Imbolc starting last night. I got the date off of my witch's calendar, which says it's tomorrow. And the custom with Celtic and Irish holidays is, or maybe it's just Celtic holidays, is you start celebrating the night before it's sundown. So it is almost sundown. It's Imbolc Eve tonight, and I would actually be taking tomorrow off as well to just celebrate the holiday and just be in the stillness, I think, and maybe listen to what Brigid has to say, and take some time. However, there's a good reason I'm not. My husband and I are going to Ireland in April, so all of our vacation time is being banked for that. So I'm basically, the only reason I'm not taking off tomorrow is because of that, which that's a pretty good reason, right? And we are actually planning on going to Kildare, at least for one day while we're there. We're going to be staying on the east side of the country, up north of Dublin, but I can talk about that in a different video. Anyway, so a few of the things that I'm going to be doing, first of all, obviously taking a ritual bath, or actually technically a shower. And I'm going to first cleanse myself with salt water. And I guess technically I could sage myself. That would probably do the trick as well. But for some reason, this is what came to me. And it's possible that partially because Brigid is a goddess of the waters, that she wants me to use salt water as opposed to sage. And then I'm also going to wash myself in milk. Technically it's half and half, same thing basically, and pour it on get it all over me, on my head, and wash myself with those things before I actually, wash my hair and all that. Once I start my ritual, I do have a few things planned. I'm looking at my little table here, but I'm going to show you in a minute the things that I've got. But some of the things that I will be doing are traditional, and some of the things I'll be doing probably aren't as traditional. There's so many different ways to celebrate Imbolc. I know there are traditions, and there are people out there who follow past that, things have to be a certain way, do this, 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 and this in order for them to be correct. And then there are others of us who kind of can take from different things and make them our own as well. And I'm not trying to say that people who follow those more traditional paths don't make things their own. I'm just saying that, personally, I've learned about the traditions, but then I take what I've learned and apply it to my own self and my own practice. So, and that's one of the great things about paganism, I think, is that you can follow the rules. If you want to join a tradition that's very rule-based, that's great. Go for it, if that's what serves your soul. However, if you feel more like you can pull from different things and, use what resonates most with you, that's another great thing. And that's why I love paganism. There's so many different things you can do and be, and ways you can look at things. It's amazing. So I'm probably going to stop the actual video of my face here now and show you some of the things that are on my little table here that I'm going to use as my altar. And the cool thing about this table is that it was used last year at, there is a local festival that I've attended for a few years. We actually vended last year. This year I'm going to be on staff. It's Pagan Unity Festival in Burns, Tennessee at Montgomery Bell State Park. This is the 20th year, so if y'all are in the area, we would love to see you. If you're not in the area, we would still love to see you. But this table that I'm using was actually used in the final ritual last year by Selena Fox. She was the one who did our our closing ritual last year, which was amazing. It was amazing. And they needed a little table, and I just happened to have this table that I had been doing my readings on, and they borrowed it, and so it's kind of a special table to me now. Actually, the funny thing is it belonged to my mother, and I told her after that happened that I would just buy her another table, that I was keeping this one. But luckily she just said I could have it, so that was really sweet. But anyway, so I'm going to stop talking and showing you my face, and I'm going to turn this around and try my best to show you some of the things I'm going to be using. I'm not sure I'm actually going to take video during my ritual. I want to try to keep it as personal as possible, but I might take a short video of just how I've got things set up with the candles and everything, or maybe a couple pictures. It just kind of depends. I'm going to actually talk to Brigid and see what is okay with her, because this ritual is to dedicate myself to her. It's about her. It's not really about me wanting to take pictures of what I'm doing. But I also want to share in case anybody would be interested in seeing it, and maybe it'll give you ideas, or, you know, start something for yourself. Oh, one other thing actually that I've done is I'm going to be growing my hair for 3 years in dedication to Brigid. I have a friend who's doing it for her goddess for 7. And at first I was like, well, that's kind of neat. And I didn't really think much of it, but maybe about a month or so ago, I kept hearing, you need to be doing that, you need to be doing that. And I was kind of like, really? I said, well, how long? 3 years. I'm like, okay. So I asked more than once. Just, I like to get clarification, and I kept hearing 3 years. So I decided that I would do that in addition to my dedication. So yesterday I had my hair cut, which it's not really that short, but it's a little shorter than it was, not too much. And it's still, you know, when they style it and blow it out and all that. So it comes up, it's maybe about 2 or 3 inches shorter than it was, but I'll be growing my hair out for 3 years. So that's another aspect of what I'm doing this year. I've brought my introductory packet for the Bardic grade for OBOD, Order of Bards, Ovates, and Druids. And I'm just going to kind of have it on the table to, initiate myself into doing that work as well. So let me flip you around and show you what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this without making it wobble too much. This little tripod is kind of cheap. My husband, it's his. And I think he got it at the dollar store. So it's a little wobbly. And I'm going to try to do this without shaking the table like that. See? Dang it. Okay. So this is really quickly just what I'm going to have. This is my little cauldron. And it's not technically a cauldron. I think it's actually a smelting pot. I got off Etsy. I have been looking for a cauldron. Take these out. I've been looking for a cauldron I liked. I just never found one in the witchy stores or any of that. And it's actually... you can read that. Isn't that cool? Erie, Pennsylvania, USA. So I saw this on Etsy and I thought it was absolutely perfect for me, and I love it. It's really small, but it's perfect for what I needed. One of the things I'm going to do tonight is this is the Brigid's cross I made last year, and it's out of some kind of hard to see. I'm sorry. Out of some kind of raffia or something. But part of the tradition, one of the traditions is you make a new one every year. And I've read that it's for protection of the home. And I have read that some people put them the old ones up in the attic or in the eaves of the house, but I'm actually going to burn mine because I'll be making a new one this year. So I'll be burning that in there. I'll be doing this outside because I don't want to burn the house down. These are what you would call cluties, and they've been on our tree. These ones that are really light have been on our tree since last Imbolc. As you can tell, they have been faded. And I'm making new ones of those this year as well. So I'll be burning those. This one is also technically a clutie. It was actually tied to the pipe for the water that comes into our house, where all the water comes through, to bless any water that would come through the house. So all the water is blessed, and I'll be making a new one of those this year. And the myth or the story goes that when Brigid comes to visit on Imbolc Eve, she passes by, and anything that's laid out in the dew of Imbolc Eve, Imbolc morning, is blessed by her. So you leave a cloth or cloths outside overnight, and they'll be blessed by Brigid, which is what I did last year with those. And this was part of, I just got a quilting square. Put that out. This was part of the quilting square, and it didn't look like this at the time. So this was just the plain fabric when I left it out, and when I cut the quilting square up, I knew I wanted to use part of it as an altar cloth and the rest of it for cluties. My mother-in-law is an excellent seamstress, and she also does embroidery on her machine. And she had this Brigid's cross pattern, so I asked her if she would embroider this, and then she also finished the edges for me. So it's a finished altar cloth. And I am actually going to put this out. They say the older the cloth, the better. So at first I wasn't going to put this out in the rain or whatever the weather will do tonight. But I am going to put it out. I'm going to actually tie it to the tree with, this is the fabric I got for this year's cluties. And I like the green, you know, Ireland Brigid to me is green. I mean, not just green. But I got this because it kind of looks like there's suns in it a little bit. So, see that? So I've got this. This is what I'll be making my cluties out of this year. And we'll be tying 3 of them to the tree and 1 of them to our water supply. And maybe other things, you never know. Kind of how I roll. Sometimes I'll get inspiration for things in the middle of something and change up what I'm doing. This I got. I'm gonna make my new Brigid's cross out of it. I think it's just raffia. I don't know if you can even get reed. You're supposed to technically make them out of reeds. I'm not sure if you can even get them over here. I haven't even tried. Maybe I should next year. Last year was the first time I made one, which was this one. And I tried to make it out of stuff from our yard, but it just kind of fell apart. So I bought stuff. These are my OBOD materials. I'm just going to have them laying here and just kind of possibly say words or bless them. This is the introductory package. I'm planning on getting started with that this month. And then I also have my journal, which I'm going to have with me in case I feel the need to write anything. I also have some crystals. Once again, I chose these just out of my own intuition. It wasn't like these are Brigid's crystals and you have to have them. Selenite. These are the ones that wanted to be in the ritual with me. They just kind of spoke to me. Ametrine. And there may be more. Depends. And this is a little egg. And you know what? Moss agate, maybe? I think it might be a moss agate. I could be wrong, though. And then this little hematite star. And I have some morganite somewhere that I kept hearing that I needed to put it in there, but I don't know where it went. I have a few little pieces of it, and they seem to have disappeared. So if I can find them, I'll add them. If not, great. I won't. candles. I'm going to use 3 tea lights because she's a triple goddess. And then this is a dragon's blood candle made by Ravenflower. Just came in the mail today. And so I think I'm going to go ahead and use it in the ritual or around the ritual. I believe Ravenflower also works with Brigid. So and it smells like heaven. I mean, literally, I bought some things from her, and I'm actually going to do a little, I guess you call them haul videos to show you what I got, because everything smells delightful. But, dragon's blood candle. I work with dragons as well. I'm not sure if Brigid and dragons go together. Maybe they do. Dragons and fire, Brigid and fire. That, and then this, it doesn't look like much, but this is my, this is just one of, a basic dollar pillar from the dollar store. What I do, I'm sorry, this doesn't look too pretty, but I work from home every morning, and every morning before I start work, I light candles. I have 4 of them that I light every single day that I work. And I also try to light a candle in our bedroom to the gods on the weekends as well. I'm trying to do better with that. But I light candles every morning before I start working. This one is my Brigid candle. And you can kind of see in there, that stone at the bottom, I believe it's a garnet maybe. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. I actually bought, like a year or so ago, a specific Brigid goddess candle from my friend and the high priestess of SPIRAL, which is the community group I work with, Tish Owen. Her shop is Goddess in the Moon. She makes candles. She also does incredible tarot readings and writes books. And she's also the head of Puff Pagan Unity Festival. She's a woman of many talents. But she makes incredible candles, and I had bought a Brigid candle from her a year or 2 ago, and it finally got to the bottom, and she puts Reiki and also crystals and probably other things in her candles as well. And this is the stone that was at the bottom of my Brigid candle. So obviously I wanted to keep using it because of the energy in it. So I have continued to use it. And whenever these dollar store candles run out, what I do is I get down in there with a knitting needle actually and fish out the stone and put it in a new candle, and also anoint the candle with some Brigid oil that I have. So that's part of my practice. This candle, I also put a little of the wax from the previous candle into my new candles. So these candles are carrying energy that I've been putting into them for probably at least 2 years. It's just one of my ways that I continue the energy moving forward, that I honor Brigid, as well as Carnunos, who is my father, and some elementals, and as well as send out healing to people. So that's part of my daily practice. And since this is my Brigid candle, I'm going to use this. I might even leave it burning until tomorrow at sundown. I'm also I know I've said this, I think I've said this before maybe. I'm a flame tender for Brigid in the Ord Brigid, and I probably didn't pronounce that right at all. I'm a flame tender for Brigid, and I've been doing that for, it'll probably be, I think it's a year in April or May. I can't remember exactly. It's such an incredible practice for me. It's really been a big part of my life for the last almost a year now. But what it is you take a shift. There's a bunch of different people from all over the world that are part of this Brigidine order, and they're different sills. They're called sills, and they're named after trees, and they have 19 shifts. And the 20th day, Brigid tends the flame herself. So I've been doing that, and it's just been, for me, it's been a very good way for me to connect with Brigid, but also to connect with other people who follow and worship her, or connect with her or dedicate it to her. I don't want to say worship her, because not everybody does worship the deities, So I wouldn't want to just kind of throw that out there that way. So people who have relationships with Brigid, that's probably the best way to put it. So anyway, that right now, that's what I've got planned. I will also probably do a little meditation to connect with her and see if there's information that she wants me to have. Yeah, I think that's it really. But like I said, if it feels appropriate, I might take some video. If it doesn't, I might just take a couple pictures. We'll see. And if it doesn't feel appropriate for any of that, I won't do any of it. So it just kind of depends on the feeling. Also, obviously, I don't think I'm going to do a full-on call quarters, all that kind of circle, but I am going to put up protection just to make sure. Obviously, there's always protection around our property, which maybe I'll talk about in a different video because this is getting long. I wish you all many blessings on Imbolc, whatever you do to practice or celebrate, or if you just have a piece of cheese, you know, because Brigid loves dairy. And that's another thing. I will be making offerings of cream and beer to her as well. I didn't bake any bread this time, but I'm thinking I may do that for the community ritual that I'll be attending on Sunday. So, and also maybe making homemade butter if I'm feeling really industrious. We'll see. But anyway, blessings to you all. I hope you have a wonderful day and that your Imbolc celebrations are everything you hope they would be. Thank you.